be alright. We'll be alright. I'm confident.
Well, I'm not a pro like you, Mr. A dozen million dailies and 3 talks and 8 talk shows a day.
I know, I've become such an attention whore in lockdown.
Yeah, you're not gonna fit through the door when we get back to the office.
I know, I've had to move my camera back to just fit it in frame.
Film student. Yeah, framing jokes. Okay, alright, let's get serious.
Hello everyone, welcome to another Thread Daily.
What?
I've got Imogen joining me today.
Oh, I'm joining you, am I? Hello everyone, welcome to another Thread Daily. I've got Elliot joining me today. What are we going to be talking about today, Elliot? Don't worry, I'll say. What we're going to be talking about today is online dating during lockdown.
Yeah.
Yeah!
Yeah.
Yeah! What are your initial thoughts on online dating during lockdown? Good idea, bad idea?
Good idea.
Good idea. We'll interrogate that in a second, because it seems that many people agree with you on that front. A lot of people are using online dating apps during lockdown, more people than you might expect. Tinder has actually seen a record number of swipes, 3 billion swipes just on the 29th of March, so obviously that's about a week or 2 weeks after lockdown first started, at least in the UK. Bumble experienced a 26% uptick in activity in the first 2 weeks of April. A few of the more new dating apps, so for example, this one called Filter Off, which is a video dating app, which was launched just before lockdown, has received a 7,000% increase in activity in less than a month. To be fair, I think that's from 0%.
Yeah, if it's fairly new. They gained 7,000 members.
I know, how good is that?
There's also been a rise in dating apps bringing out new features for lockdown. Hinge has introduced a new dating from home feature where you can tell the person you're talking to that you're ready to move the relationship on to talking and video calls. And the interesting thing is it only tells the person if they also press the button. If you press it and then nothing happens, you can just safely assume that they're not ready, safe in the knowledge that they don't know that you're ready.
Tinder has introduced something called Passport, which they made free for a long portion of the lockdown period. I think it's still free for another few weeks. And essentially it lets you tap into the dating market in places other than your immediate circumstance. So, for example, here from the UK, we could see what's going on in the dating field over in Canada or in, I don't know, well, I can't think of any more places in the world. New Zealand! I mean, in that sense, it's really nice because you're probably not going to be talking to someone from South Africa with the intent of meeting up with them. Perhaps you're more interested in getting to know someone from a different culture and in having an experience that you wouldn't ordinarily be able to have unless you bought a plane ticket.
Lockdown has really taught us as human beings how much we need to interact with people and feel a need to be social. We are social beings, and hopefully this rise in activity on dating apps is showing that people are more prepared to put themselves out there and meet some new people.
Would you break social distancing if you met the one?
If I met the one?
And you knew it was the one. It was just cosmically, you just knew.
Hinge told me.
Yeah, you got a notification.
I feel like if she was the one, she'd respect my views to want to stay inside and be safe.
So that's a no. You wouldn't break social distancing for the one.
No, and I wouldn't feel pressured to either.
Yes, because then she wouldn't be the one. It is actually a really nice way of relieving a lot of the pressure that you usually get from online dating. So many people would put a lot of the emphasis of their profiles on the fact that they really like meeting up straight away. But a lot of people have suspicions that that tendency is actually a lot more to do with hookup culture. So during lockdown, I think a lot of people are finding that they are able to get to know someone at their own pace. It's opening up a whole new smorgasbord of styles of dating rather than the one that seems to dominate on these apps, which is talk for a couple of days, then meet up, and quite often take things to a physical level quite quickly, which obviously you're not able to do during lockdown.
Those fuckboys really struggling right now.
Yeah, what are they going to do? Well, actually, there is an avenue that they can take. I think it's safe to assume from qualitative data and anecdotal evidence from Twitter and Tumblr and places like that, that a lot of people are using the time during lockdown whilst meeting people to engage in sexual activity virtually, which is obviously another minefield of complications. Essentially what you're doing by taking a nude or by sending one of these videos is you're making consent really difficult because you're digitizing the sexual experience and you're making your sexuality ownable content. It's in the ether. It's potentially on the internet, and there are things like copyright laws and ownership and privacy laws that you have to know about and you have to pay attention to. And obviously, as we know from all of the recent data scandals in the last 5 or so years, 6, 7 years, often privacy and data laws don't actually preclude companies from breaking the law and violating people's privacy.
Because of lockdown, there could be a sense of pressure to bring the physical side of dating into the digital zone. Everybody should be aware of, if they are dating during lockdown, be aware of this pressure and make sure that it is not felt by either party and that everyone is doing everything that they're comfortable with.
I just also want to give a shout out to like using the time during lockdown just to focus on yourself and to recognize the limitations of any kind of relationship you can make during lockdown. The most important relationship is the one you have with, Elliot.
Yourself.
Yourself.
I'm glad I got that right.
Thank you.
That would have been really awkward if I didn't.
I think if you're going to take anything away from this video, it's important to remember that online dating during lockdown is only something you need to pursue if you feel like it's going to benefit you, not if you feel like it's going to increase your stress, and that you should be really careful what kind of content you're sharing online and who you're sharing it with. But in general, maybe it's a good idea to be open to using these apps at a time when maybe they're not so geared towards hookup culture, and maybe you can use it to make some genuine and interesting relationships and have some cool conversations.
Thank you everyone for watching.
Thank you.
Be sure to like, comment and subscribe and let us know your own experiences from digital dating, or if you're taking this time in lockdown to learn to love yourself, which is equally important.
Mm-hmm. And maybe if you're stuck for things to do with a digital partner during lockdown, you can both check out this new cool website called Thread that's now live, because we made a website that's live and we had cool stuff on it, so let's check it out.
Bye everyone!
Bye everyone! Thanks for watching!
Bye.
How do I know if I'm recording in 1080p?
I guess we'll find out now.
It looks pretty good.
Okay.
How many P are you? Excuse me? Phone? How many P's?